And he's defense. Get rid of them offensive guys.
What's up, and welcome back to Cleats to Whistle podcast. I am Brad Valdez.
I am Kevin Watson.
And we are here with Coach's Spotlight. Coach McGraw is back on the pod, friend of the podcast, man. Very excited to have you on. And man,
we quit smiling. Look at him. He's tickled to death,
man. We just gonna talk ball and talk about your life and talk about.
Yeah, and we're only gonna keep you 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I know you just hang out here all night. And
well, make it a lot easier on you.
Yeah. So, man, you just took over this job, a few months ago. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been great. Started talking to Roberts about it. What was it? It's probably back in maybe February, March.
Yeah.
And so it's been good. Been collaborating a lot with Coach Roberts. I'm a big, best idea wins guy. And I think that's what Roberts likes. And so it's been great. It's been great. Surrounded by a bunch of great dudes in the coach's room. So it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, and you guys lost one, man. You guys lost your receiver coach from last year. He went over and finished out somewhere else, man. So you guys are filling gaps, how's that been?
We got a lot of new guys on the staff from a coaching perspective, and I would say Coach Roberts gets a lot of credit for what happens on the field, but I would tell you what he's done from a staff perspective is equally as impressive. I mean, there's the camaraderie, the knowledge. I mean, there's been some phenomenal additions to the staff this year.
Yeah, love it. I love it, man. So shout out some of your guys, man, on the defensive side of the ball. Listen.
You just talked to one.
Okay, yeah, but I've been hearing a lot about this AJ Paul.
Oh yeah, man. AJ Paul, I think AJ Paul can be pretty special.
He actually led you on tackles last week, right?
Yeah, him and Morty were tied, I think, with 7 apiece. AJ, you'll see him here in a little bit. Like, he looks the part. He's probably 6'3", anywhere from 225 to 235 on any given day. He took the off season very, very serious. I think he was predominantly a JV guy last year. Started to get into some varsity reps, and he ended up breaking his thumb or hurting his thumb towards the end of the year, so we didn't see him as much. But he's probably put on 30, 35 pounds since December. Like a lot of our guys took the offseason serious, but he definitely took it to heart, and he's I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Yeah, and you had Morton over here, man. And Morton said, hey, he's your Mike, man.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I would tell you, like, we're crazy blessed with some smart kids, and Morty is probably one of the smartest football players that I think I've been around, which as a defensive coordinator, right, makes my job a lot easier, because I'm a big believer in setting the base and then letting the kids adjust and make the calls, right, based upon what comes out of that offensive huddle, and he does a great job at it.
He's deceiving looking too. Yeah. Even with all the pads on, you're thinking. And then he just comes up and just knocks your block off.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, you had Noah Lieber, you know what I mean, last year, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's filled in pretty nicely.
Yeah.
I mean,
So with that being said, you guys lost a few guys from last season, man. And replacing those guys has been tough. But like you said, your off season's been wildly insane, like successful.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it last week. I think if you look at our starting defense, 7 out of the 11 were not Friday night players last year. Now the 4 that were are the heart and soul of it.
Yes.
Now, before you go any further, where do you think that'll catch up eventually, or do you think that they're so far ahead of the game that you don't have to worry about that?
I think I'm not too worried about it. I think what they did from December until July set them up to be prepared for it. They
it's funny.
got their
That's
bodies
where most
ready
people
for it.
win their games. Is the off season.
Yeah. And, well, you see these guys out here at 6 in the morning. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't get to come when you came out here. Something happened.
Oh, you're tired.
I had a blowout on the expressway, and I didn't get to come here.
Yeah.
But I went back and watched the video. The workouts were just from the year before to last year to this year were just like at a whole new level, and you could tell that the corner's been turned. They're building on it.
Yeah, it's the first full year of being in that weight room under Roberts, and I think the little bit of success that we had last year just kind of it wet their beak a little bit, and I think they took it serious. It's some of the stats relative to not just our body weight growth, but strength growth. It's pretty phenomenal. I'm super proud of the work that all those guys have put in, and look forward to seeing it show out on the field.
The weight room is not for everybody.
It's not.
But you know what? Neither is the field on Friday night.
That's exactly right. And you know, it's amazing. The guys that you'll see playing tonight are the guys that were in there trying to get every last set in, that were trying to get every rep they could in, that didn't miss, didn't skip. Those are the guys that you end up seeing on the field.
And I don't want to say never, but I'll say very seldom will you see a guy that's a leader in the weight room that's not a leader on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, so, okay, last week, you know, your
took
first
10 years off my life last
your
week.
first game, you got just thrown into the wolves, you know what I mean? On the road at Fern Creek with the weapons that those guys have. You know what I mean? Yeah. How was that preparing for that?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, not you know, clearly I had knots in my stomach going into that, right? Because our scrimmages were good, right? But didn't necessarily, you know, maybe give us the looks that we were going to see last week. So we kind of went into that not really knowing, right, what we had, or how they would respond if they got punched in the nose a little bit.
Right.
And so, Patrick Carr's a dude.
Oh man, he is a dude.
I mean, I'm sure you spent a lot of time on that dude.
Oh man,
yeah,
thigh board.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, he is a dude. I think he's the one guy our kids were talking about after the game. Like he's strong. Like I don't know if he's much bigger than he was last year, but they definitely said that he is
strong.
He is far stronger.
Yeah, stronger.
And Moten is a dude.
Yeah.
So it was interesting preparing for it. But I tell you, that first drive, although we gave up a field goal, was helped us settle in dramatic. You know, pretty good. Just because gave up a big run, right? Gave up a couple short plays, but then holding them inside the 20 on that first drive, I think settled our guys down. They're like, okay, we're ready for this.
We can do it. We can do this.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. And that was the question I was excited to ask you, because it's like, man, your first big test. It's like, my God,
can this middle school coach do it? Right? Like at the end of the day, that's
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Obviously, they're gonna say that on the other opposite side. You know what I mean? You're always gonna get talked about, but that's good. You stepped up. I was excited. Yeah. Like I said, I love this program, man. Brock is building it up, and then you know what I mean. I've been here so many times. I got to know you guys, so it's
what you guys do is great, all right? Especially for these kids, because it teaches these kids life skills, like getting in front of a microphone and all. Like, it's great for these kids.
You know, and I was just telling Colin that, because like soft spoken, but then he's gonna get between these lines, and he's gonna just be a dog out there.
He flips the switch on.
Yeah, but
we scrimmaged him with Cal, and he flips the switch on. Yeah. He's still not the loudest guy on the field.
Yeah,
but like I said, he commands attention in the huddle.
Yeah, he's a serious kid, right? And I think that's
he won't laugh, he won't joke around, he won't be smacking butts.
Right.
But he'll be there when they need him.
Yeah. That's what it was a phenomenal. Just seeing him. You know what I mean? His presence is nice, calm.
Well, and that
cool.
You know, a lot of people we were talking about too. For Colin, last week was a big night for him.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, first Friday night start.
Yep.
Like, you know,
and there were questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Was he good at Cal because of their coaching staff, and because can it translate to North Oldham? Can he take and lead a team?
Yeah.
And he answered a lot of questions, and that's what we talked about. If this dude can lead them, the sky's the limit for you guys.
Yeah. He's a tough kid, man.
He is a tough kid.
He stands in that pocket. He's a tough kid.
I told him when we did our season preview, this dude will stand in the pocket and he will deliver the throw.
Yeah, I'm just excited. And really with this offense that you go against every day, you know, I mean, had that really
it's a big time difference. I think it's one of the biggest differences between this year and last year is we do a whole lot of good on good, and our depth is different, right? So I think tonight we have one guy that'll start both ways. So being able to line up an inside run and go up against that offensive line that we have.
That's right.
That's a tremendous help, and it I think it's also why the defense responded the way they did last week. I mean, when you're lining up against Grady Anthony,
That's right.
You know, on Tuesday and Wednesday, going full go, right?
Well, and let's be honest, your scout team D cannot duplicate what your first team defense. It does not help your offense.
No.
And the same with the defense.
For sure.
Going against your first offense you're going against the best every week. It's got to make you better.
Yeah.
And I found that when we turned that hump, we were able to go ones on ones. And that's when you get better.
Yeah.
That's when you get better. And they've got those numbers now where they can do that.
Yeah. It was great catching up with you, Coach.
Yeah,
hey, I know it's hot. I know we're trying to get you guys off of this turf, man, until you got to be on it. You know what I'm saying? So, but, yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
we got to talk ball on this
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Too. I can talk to a defense guy all day long.
This is Coach McGraw here over here at North Oldham, getting ready for number 9 DeSales coming in. It's gonna be a good one, man.
Be a slobber knocker.
It's gonna be a good one. But like I said, we appreciate you for coming
absolutely.
on.
I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. But like we always say, everyone has a story.
Hey, we're here for them to tell it.
Cleats to Whistle podcast.